What's going on, guys? So, I found some clips, and these clips kind of line up with what Darius is saying. Kind of a roundabout way of saying the same thing. I thought they were kind of interesting and fun, so I decided, hey, let's put a video together. So, I hope you like these, and here we go.
I'm going to read you a poem by James McCrae, and I don't say this lightly. Every single person that I've read it to, it has stopped them in their tracks.
Okay.
Not because it's something that you learn, it's because it feels like something that you have to remember.
Oh, Darius talks big about remembering.
So, it goes like this. Instructions before visiting Earth. In the event that you wake up and find your soul separated from Source and manifest into material form, don't panic. Your condition is only temporary. You have been selected for the opportunity of human incarnation.
I would say you chose to come here, but selected is fine.
This 3D simulation is designed to break up the monotony of eternity by giving you a fully immersive experience as a distinct ego identity. Your body will serve as your physical avatar as you navigate a dense and dramatic reality. There will be many distractions, causing you to forget your true nature and origin. You will experience a range of emotions from joy to loneliness to despair. But remember, no matter what trials and traumas you encounter, your soul remains perfectly safe. At
Nothing can hurt the soul. That's what Darius says. Nothing can hurt the soul.
times you may feel lost or afraid. This is totally normal. If you ever need guidance, simply slow down your busy mind and bring your awareness to the quiet place inside yourself.
Meditation.
On this planet, nothing is permanent. People and things will come and go. You will fall in love and form sentimental attachments only to lose everything that you hold dear. So cling to nothing too tightly, even yourself. And when it's time to let go with grace, for nothing is owned, only borrowed. As you walk among the people on the planet, try to be a good guest. Tread lightly. Remember that you are only visiting. So don't make a mess. Listen more than you speak. Give more than you take. Don't keep your soft heart locked inside a glass cage, protected from wear and tear. You'll never make it out alive, and time passes quickly. So come back with some battle scars and good stories to tell.
Yeah. Crazy, right? That's a good one. I mean, that's exactly like that poem is right on track because yeah, like it's about experiences. You want to have more experiences to build worlds on the other side. So, yeah, you're going to be confused. Yeah, this is ultimate growth and awakening. So, yeah, right on.
To awaken to what you are, you must first forget what you think you are. To know joy, you must first taste sorrow. To uncover strength, you must first experience weakness. To understand peace, you must sit in the storm.
That's the duality of this entire thing that Darius talks about.
To cultivate wisdom, you must first stumble in ignorance. To truly connect, you must embrace solitude. To evolve, you must surrender to change. And to rewrite your story, you must first realize you are the author. Most people spend their lives resisting the very experiences that shape them. But life in its infinite wisdom does not grant light without shadow, nor growth without discomfort. The ocean does not resist the tide, nor does the seed resist the breaking of its shell. Likewise, You are not here to cling, but to flow, to dissolve and become, to lose yourself so that you may finally remember who you are.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Alan Watts, you say it perfectly. I love Alan Watts. Anybody who doesn't like Alan Watts and saying he's an alcoholic, yada, yada, yada. I mean, he was probably a little confused and probably stuffing some of his problems with substance. I think we've all done that at a time. So I think he was a man well beyond his years.
I'll give you a little test. Look around this room right now and notice everything you can see that's brown, okay? Everything you can find, it's a test. Look all around, both sides of you, anything you see that's brown. People at home, look at that in your own room. What you see is brown. Okay, close your eyes. Tell me everything you just saw that was red. Now, obviously, you saw a lot more brown, didn't you?
Yeah.
Why? Because you're looking for it. Open your eyes. Now look for red. Look for red anywhere you can find red. Any place you can find red.
Okay.
Okay? Did you find more red this time? How come?
Because I was looking for red.
That's right. Once you develop a belief, you find what supports it. So watch this. You will find stuff that's not even there in order to be successful. I bet you saw some bait, called it brown just to feel successful, did you?
Right over there.
I bet you saw some things burgundy and called them red just so you could feel successful.
I factored in some of those now and later.
You see what I'm saying? If you think you're screwed up, you're messed up, you're going to find and you're going to color yourself that way. Whether you think it's true, whether you think it's not, it's going to be true for you. In other words, whatever you believe is self-evident. You reinforce what you believe. You found what you were looking for.
So, yeah, I mean, I used to listen to Tony Robbins a lot more when I was younger, trying to find my true center and everything that I needed. And some days it helped, but it never lasted. But that was a really powerful example of, even when you're having bad days, if you continually tell yourself something good's going to happen today, you're going to start searching for something good to happen to you today. At the same token, if you think it's going to be a shit day, then everything's going to line up for that shit day. So that was just a good example of, we will find the way what we're thinking about in real life, but you gotta start thinking positive. So
there's a point in life where you realize that staying the same hurts more than changing. It's easy to hide behind old habits, old fears, old versions of yourself. Growth demands honesty, real honesty, kind that forces you to confront the parts of you that you've ignored for years. Change doesn't start with confidence, it starts with discomfort, with admitting you're not where you want to be, with understanding that every step forward requires leaving something behind. Sometimes it's people, sometimes it's pain, and sometimes it's the old you. But here's the truth. You're not meant to stay who you were. Life pushes you, tests you, breaks you, not to destroy you, but to shape you. Every hard moment is the universe telling you it's time to evolve. And when you finally choose to rise, not because you're ready, but because you're tired of sinking, that's when your real story begins.
yeah, I mean, doesn't this just like, I just love this.
You're not done yet. You're just becoming who you were always meant to be.
Yep.
You know, I was just thinking to myself the other day, if I had 100 million in the bank account right now, my life wouldn't change at all. I wouldn't go off now and buy fancy cars or any of that shit. I would buy more land and I'd definitely buy more greenhouses. But in general, nothing would actually change in my life. I'd still be doing the same things. And I know that's how I'm on the right path. If money wouldn't change your direction, then that's exactly where you're supposed to be.
Yeah. Well said. I mean, I think that's accurate, because before I started doing this, and I still haven't got completely where I want to go, but now money would only enhance my work. Before, money would have got me to a place where I was completely distracted and completely cut off. So yeah, if adding money to your life and it wouldn't change, means you're on the right track. And if money would completely change everything, it means that growth is starting. And it's time to start going.
Do you know why the global elites hid what Jesus really knew, because he was showing people how to wake up, how to access the divine directly, how to step outside the system. Jesus wasn't just healing bodies. He was breaking spells. He was saying, you're not a slave. You are not guilty. The kingdom is within you. Because if people,
And that's what Darius is saying, is we are the divine. We are the gods. Like, if we can just get behind that understanding, we could take over.
people truly realize that the divine, sovereign, powerful creators that we are, they don't need priests. No priest, no church. They stop giving their energy to rigged systems. The elite fear Jesus' knowledge because it unplugs people from their control. That's why they distorted his story and turned it into a religion about guilt and fear. Focus on the crucifixion instead of the resurrection. They made it about worshiping Jesus instead of becoming like him, because a man who teaches inner power is a threat, but a man nailed to a cross, that's a warning. So yes, they buried the real teachings because Jesus wasn't their savior. He was their undoing.
So there you go. Whether you believe in Jesus or have any relationship with Jesus or anything with Jesus, the thing is, like, you can believe anything that you want here. You can have any belief. You can bring it with you because you'll make it to the other side. We just want you to stop worshiping something outside of you and realize that you have the power. You have the power. And I mean, that's completely accurate. I mean, they can't capitalize on you if we tell you that you are the powerful. You don't need anything else. So of course you need to worship something else and think of yourself as smaller than, right?
I think we forget that life was never meant to be understood. It was meant to be felt. We spend so much time trying to figure everything out, trying to fix, explain, solve, control. But life is not a puzzle, it's a wave. And you were never meant to carry the wave. You were meant to let it move through you. The joy, the fear, the heartbreak. The moments that didn't make sense until much later. You were never broken. You were becoming. I think the sadness comes when we try to hold on to what's meant to pass. We grip the moment, the person, the feeling, hoping to freeze it in time. But everything you've ever loved was borrowed. And the beauty of it was never in the holding. It was in the being. So, if you're hurting, don't rush to escape it. If you're lost, don't race to find direction. Feel it, all of it. Because this too is part of the dance. And if you listen closely enough, even your pain is trying to teach you how to be alive.
Alan Watts, gotta love him.
All right, guys, something big is coming, and there's nothing that they can do to stop it. Watch this video of an industry whistleblower talk about technologies and what's coming around the corner that is unavoidable, cannot be stopped. Listen to this.
Problem, when we approach 2012, the timelines converge on that point in time. At the end of...
And the Mandela effect is real. Darius talks about timelines converging. And he also talks about event markers that are within this game that we're playing that will inevitably happen.
2012, the choices that we make become less and less consequential to the future. And eventually we're pushed into this bottleneck of time, no matter which choice we make. And that's important to the people that had access to Looking Glass, because what happened was people, very smart people, began to figure out that something big was coming up.
And Darius talks about the completion, the end of this game, which the event marker, he says, of biblical proportions coming in our lifetime. So what that means is that this event marker is coming. No matter what happens now, like, consciousness is woken up enough. It now depends on us of how quickly this happens and how fast we get past the shit show, right? But it's like the completion's coming, whether you want it to or not. But the faster we get out of all this crap is how we start to wake up with it.
Something that made it so all the possibilities of all the future scenarios of any choice, any possibility that was fed in and observed through the Looking Glass, inherently ended up in the same future.
And that looking glass, Project Looking Glass, is a technology where they can see the future. But Darius explains that if you leave your body in soul form, you can also see the potential futures of, like, in your energetic field, but also of the whole. And that's what he was shown, and everything is lining up. Everybody's playing their roles perfectly, trying to wake up, figure out who they are, and we're going to flip this reality upside down.
And no decision, no possibility changed past a certain point. That's the big secret. All possible timelines lead to the same basic set of history in the future.
And the elites are probably freaking out because what they want to happen is bad, and that's not happening, so they're freaking out.
And what is that history to you? Did you know that, or did you find that out?
That is the big question. That is the big secret. That is what sends everybody that has all of the information, that knows everything, into a blind panic. The people that know everything about Looking Glass, that have gotten all the reports and all the information, the elites of the world, probably figured out that that was the end of the game.
Oh, end of the game? Did you hear that?
And nothing could be manipulated beyond that point. At a certain point, after they're done hearing the computer tell them, this is what's going to happen, over.
I kind of think of Doctor Strange and Infinity War, whichever one that one is, where he looks at every possible scenario and it all leads to the exact same.
Over and over and over and over again. All they become focused on is, how do we fix it? What I do know is that I was called in and asked to solve this problem, this timeline contraction problem. And I eventually did my due diligence and did all the investigating and basically only had one piece of information, and that was reinforcement. The computer's right. The timelines will contract down to some inevitable thing that you guys won't tell me about, so I can't help you. It's an inevitable event. It's been forecast, it's been predicted, it's been fed to.
Inevitable event, and that's what Darius talks about. This construct, this game that we're playing, has an inevitable event markers that are going to happen, but the free will between them is up to us.
Us in a slop trough of what they want us to believe will happen. However, they don't actually have control over what happens.
To me, it sounds like no matter what they do to manipulate now, once we get past to a certain point, it's their game is over. Either its human consciousness expands and ascends, or Jesus comes back. I don't know, but it's something they can't control.
Seems like you forgot again. So let me remind you. You've made it through things you thought would break you. You've stood alone in rooms where no one noticed your pain. You've smiled with a heavy heart, just to make others comfortable. You've survived days you didn't think you'd get through. Nights where your mind wouldn't stop racing. Moments where everything felt like too much. But here you are. You've been the strong one for so long. You've started believing that you don't need anyone. You forgot how far you've come. You forgot that it's okay to rest. That you don't have to carry it all. So, if no one's told you lately, I'm proud of you. For holding on. For still trying. Even when it's hard. You're not behind, you're not weak, you're human. And that's enough.
And I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud of everybody who's out there trying to grow, trying to understand, and trying to better their life, trying to become a better person for the right reasons. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, leave a comment if this helped, if you enjoyed this. And I'll talk to you on the next one. Later, guys.